Hey y'all, welcome back to Sailing El Jaleo. Grab a drink, climb aboard, and let's get going. Okay, this is take 14. I have a new computer, and we've had some technical difficulties, and I've been sick, so I've been coughing and all nasally, and hopefully we're just going to roll with this one. But anyway, if we take a look at our map here of the U.S., you can see we're already back in Delaware. We've been here for about 3 weeks, and I've been sick for most of it. I spent basically 9 months in pretty much almost pure isolation. So when I get back amongst you filthy humans, I always end up getting sick. Which is fine, keeps the immune system strong, right? So I am finally getting over my once-a-year sickness. But in this video, we left off last week in North Carolina. We were at the start of the Pungo River, so we're going to head through the Alligator River Pungo River Canal, which is this narrow ditch in here. I think it's 15-18 miles long, something like that, and that leads up to the Alligator River, where we stayed for one night up here. From there, we're going to go up the Alligator River and pass through the Alligator River swing bridge, and then we anchored for one night over here. From there, the next morning, we braved the rain and we crossed Albemarle Sound because it was pretty calm. And that's about 12 miles wide, so it's a pretty decent sized body of water. And then we anchored up over here for a minute to get out of the rain. And then from there, after a couple hours, we went up to the North River, where we stayed in an anchorage that we like up here. And then we continued up the next day through Coinjock, and we crossed Currituck Sound, where we spent one night up here at anchor in a very tiny anchorage. And much to our surprise, there were 3 other boats there with us, I was in the deep spot, so, they were right on the edge of the channel. It was, it was a pretty tight anchorage, and I wanted to anchor there so we could make it early the next morning up to Great Bridge. And I wanted to get there early so we could stay at one of their free docks. So that's quite a ways to go in one video, but I've been having some problems with the camera lately and getting footage. The camera's been real flaky. So the rest of the way up Chesapeake Bay, I don't have a ton of footage. The camera's just been crapping out, so I need to get a new one. I did get some neat footage going through Norfolk, though, with the drone of some neat ships and vessels. So next week, I have a video already put together for that. I thought it'd be neat to put it out on Independence Day. It does have a bunch of military-type ships and stuff in it. So that'll be coming out a day early next week, and the best thing about that is I don't talk at all in it, so that'll be a treat for you guys. So from there, then we'll just head up Chesapeake Bay. I'll probably compress. We spent almost a month going up Chesapeake Bay. We did it very casually, but I'll probably just do that in like 2 videos so we can get back to Delaware City and we can start working on boat projects to get you caught up closer to real time. So, yep, that's where we're at and that's where we're going. So I guess we might as well get into it. We just made our way through the Alligator River Pungo River Canal, and if you are going to stay at the bottom of Alligator River, I do recommend taking a screenshot of your wind forecast for the next few days, just in case you get stuck there, or if you get there and you hadn't looked ahead for the next day. The cell reception there is very spotty. Every now and again a text might sneak through, but you can't reliably count on it for any sort of data, and that's on Verizon anyway. I don't know about AT&T or some of the others. So if you are going to be staying there, it is a good idea to take some wind data with you. After spending a wonderful evening in Alligator River, we got up early the next morning to fog, and we started day 7 of our forced march through North Carolina. The nice thing about this was once we got going north and south, we were able to use the head sail. And unfortunately the camera had crapped out by then, so you got a little bit of fog in the morning, and unfortunately we missed the Alligator River swing bridge. That's a neat bridge, and I've shown it in past years going through this area. It's a neat bridge, and unfortunately it is getting replaced. So when I was going through there, they were starting the survey to replace the Alligator River Swing Bridge, and they are putting in a fixed bridge. And out of all the bridges, all of the mechanical bridges in the Intracoastal Waterway, this one does kind of make sense to replace with a fixed bridge. So if you take a look at this shot here, you can see some of the major roads going around Alligator River and Albemarle Sound. And this one bridge is very integral to getting through that area. Lots of big bodies of water. So in the article that I read about it, they're going to start construction, hopefully, or in their estimation, hopefully. To me, it's not hopefully. Hopefully it gets delayed, but in 2024, and hopefully they were going to complete it in 2025. So at least we'll have a couple more years of going through that bridge. It's a nice bridge, but I get why they're replacing it. In the article, they stated if the bridge is closed, so it doesn't open in winds above 25 knots, and it's been plagued with some mechanical failures over the years. So in order to get around it, if you look at the map here, there is no easy way to get around it. Albemarle Sound to the north and the coastline to the south. So the article said it took 4 hours to get around it if that bridge is closed. So that's quite a hindrance, especially in an emergency situation. That's less than ideal. So anyway, that bridge is being replaced. Unfortunately, these 20th century mechanical masterpieces are falling like dominoes. I think we're down to maybe 10 left, 10 or 11 after this one goes. So yeah, it stinks. And I am sure they're going to be being replaced left and right as they wear out here in the future. There will be ones like in St. Augustine. I think that one will always be there. I think it's part of the culture of that town. So I think some of them will remain, but a lot of these are going to be replaced, which kind of stinks. On day 8 of our trip through North Carolina, we did make it across to Albemarle Sound. I didn't film that day. We were expecting rain, and I didn't want our half-operational camera to get any worse. And there's not much to see. It's just a big, huge, open body of water, so you would have just seen water. But we anchored for the night in the North River, just outside of Coinjock. So the next morning we got up and we made our way through Coinjock, which is a neat little town. There's a restaurant and a marina and stuff there in the canal that goes through town. And we made our way up to Currituck Sound. And there are a few places along the route that just have bad juju. Like, I'm not a woo-woo person, but there's a couple places that just feel dark, and Currituck Sound is one of them. The others would be Cape Fear River and the Delaware River. For some reason, to me, those 3 locations just feel dark. I don't know. That's all I can say about that. So we made it up through Currituck Sound. We were able to use our head sail through there, so that was great. We made good time. And we held up just north of Currituck Sound is where we anchored for the evening. After a night just north of Currituck Sound, we got up for day 10 of our journey since we left Wrightsville Beach. And we were in Virginia at this point. Once you get towards the north end of Currituck Sound, you do cross over into Virginia. So we just had maybe, I think it was like 13 to 15 miles to get up to Great Bridge. And we did have to go through 2 swing bridges, and then we were home free from there. So, and then we ran right into one of the most mortifying experiences I've had while boating. Mortifying, that's a word, right? Mortifying? Yeah, I gotta check that real quick. Yeah, mortifying. The third definition is tending to humble or abase, humiliating. Yes, that's exactly what this experience was humiliating. I I guess I might as well watch this with you and do a play-by-play. So I'm weaving my way through boats here that are waiting to go through the Great Bridge. There's about 4 or 5 boats there waiting, and I'm coming in to dock at the free dock, and I'm taking it nice and slow, thinking, oh, this is going to be a piece of cake. Pull in nice and slow. I want to get way down on the end so other boats can dock. And I got the back tied up, but the current took the front away from me. So, oh crap. Try number 1 I missed. So I came up, had the exact same thing. Missed again. So here it's starting to get embarrassing and frustrating. El Jaleo was so light at this point, the wind was really blowing us around, and so was the current. So I came back around for the 3rd try, and I thought, well, I've never missed 3 times or even twice before. So of course I had an audience here watching, and I went in for the 3rd try, and I thought, I'll hook the front, the current will bring the back around, and it'll be no problem. And even if the current doesn't bring the back around, I can power pull the back end in, which just wasn't working. Thankfully, someone on the dock came over, and I threw him a line, and I could pull the stern in. So it was just an absolute nightmare. It was a shit show. And I could hear everyone snickering when they went by. There goes 1, there goes 2, there goes 3, there goes 4, there goes 5, 6, yeah, 7. So 7 people got to see me make an ass of myself, which, is nothing new. Pretty much every day in public is an embarrassment for me. But this was, I'd never made such a mess of docking before, but this was embarrassing. Oh well, what are you gonna do? And that's all we have time for this week. I would like to give a massive shout out to my Patreon crew. Without your guys' support, I wouldn't make these videos. And my Patreon crew is Joan and Juddy Judnick, Val and Chris Alcorn, Denise and Eli Sackett, Sherry Erickson, Deb Shaw, Matthew Spotton, Peter Allen, and Natalie Linehan. Thank you guys so very much. Your support really means the world to me. I do have one legacy patron member, and her name is Joan Linbo. Unfortunately, she has passed on, but she lives on in our hearts forever. We really miss you, Joan. If you are interested in joining our Patreon crew, there is a link in the description down below, and that'll take you to our Patreon page where you can sign up. And there are hundreds, literally hundreds of extra videos and photos of our travels, and I try and keep everything there up to date and post at least once or twice a week, so it gives you a little peek behind the curtain. If you do like our videos, please like, comment, and subscribe. That'll help us out more than you'll ever know, and that actually doesn't cost you anything, so hit that like button. Alrighty, I hope you all are well, and we'll see you next week.